Hello, and welcome to WorkSchedule.net. My name is Rachel, and today I am going to demonstrate the enhancements and updates to our latest version 9 software. When we sign into WorkSchedule.net as an administrator, we no longer have to choose between the employee sign-in or the administrator sign-in. In version 9, we have combined both sides to create one portal. Now I can easily flip between administrator features and employee-based pages in the same portal. Starting on our home screen, we have modernized our user interface. We have created an organized top application menu for easy navigation. The notification banners, like time off requests and schedule change requests, remain on the home screen. In version 9, we have introduced 3 types of pages. First are general user pages. These are types of pages that everyone generally has access to, like profile settings. Second are employee-based pages. These are generally indicated with the word My in front of it, like My Schedule, My Attendance, and My Time Off. Lastly, we have administrator or manager-based pages. These are pages that are restricted to users that have at least some management permissions, such as scheduling in the Manage Schedule area or editing user permissions in the Roles area, for example. Let's start out with our biggest change in WorkSchedule.net, and that is scheduling. To create and edit schedules, click on Schedule. This brings us a drop-down with options that include administrator features and employee pages. Let's start out with templates. In version 9, the recurring schedule is now just a template. Let's click on Recurring Schedule and build our template. Once we are in the recurring schedule, notice that our scheduling page looks very different than version 8. Filter and sort controls have moved to the left, and the application menu is now at the top, somewhat opposite from version 8. Let's start out with navigating the application before begin creating the schedule. We have enhanced filtering in version 9, so I now have the ability to filter multiple categories and combinations. To filter, click the plus icon to expand the list and make the selections. To apply the filter, click the checkbox so the page will refresh. To get out of this filter, simply select All next to Employee and All next to Task. You can collapse the lists and reapply this filter. There are a few functions available from the Action menu, which is accessible by clicking on these 3 lines. In here, I have the choice to select, edit, export to PDF or Excel, or change the color scheme. In version 9, we have introduced the new Color by Employee color scheme. To exit the Action menu, simply click on the 3 lines. There are 2 main ways to add time blocks. I can right-click on a cell, and a cell is defined as the white rectangles that hold the time blocks that match the sort values and date of the cell, as in version 8. After right-clicking, I can select Add. Or I can click on the blue icon with the plus sign at the bottom right corner of the screen to add the time blocks. When I have clicked on the button, the new time block edit pane will appear. In this edit pane, I can set the properties to create the time block or time blocks. I can easily add multiple time blocks to an employee or create multiple unassigned time blocks at once. Let's go ahead and make some time blocks. Please note that the categories will vary. Once we have defined the properties we want to display in the time blocks, click Add. This will add the time blocks into the schedule. To edit a time block, simply select the time block. Anytime I have selected a time block, it will turn purple, just as in version 8. Once inside the time block edit pane, I will see that we have new tabs to select from. I can click on Time Off, and this will easily turn the Time On block into a Time Off block, or vice versa. The Information tab shows the details of the time block in a read-only form, and this is viewable to all users with access to the time block. The History tab is viewable to administrators and will show every action that has occurred to that specific time block from the time it was created. This is useful if I have multiple managers that schedule, so I can easily keep track of the time block changes. In fact, even the time block change history from version 8 will show here, since version 8 also tracked the actions but did not show the changes. I can make changes to the time block and click Update. I can also edit multiple time blocks. Click on the first time block. Hold the Control button down on the keyboard, and as I'm holding the Control button down, I can select additional time blocks. This will allow me to set the property details in the selected time blocks without affecting properties I don't want to change. Another way to select multiple time blocks is to drag the cursor over the cells. Click and hold down the left mouse button and draw the rectangle over the time blocks that I want selected. This will grab all of the time blocks within that rectangle. I can again make changes to the properties and click Update. Now that we have made edits to the recurring schedule, I need to initialize the recurring schedule into Manage Schedule. Click on Schedule, then Manage Schedule. Manage Schedule in version 9 is the new name for the current schedule in version 8. This is where I'll complete the 3-step process of initializing, modifying, then posting. Navigating the Manage Schedule page has changed from version 8. We now have a new calendar icon. This is our date picker. In version 9, I am no longer restricted to a 6-month jump. Now I can click on the arrows to select the date I want to jump to. To exit the date picker, click on the calendar icon again. Moving over to the right side of the screen, we can now view our schedule up to 53 full weeks at a time. When I change the number in this box and hit Enter, I can seamlessly scroll without losing data. For the purpose of this demo, I will keep our schedule to 1 week. I can also view daily, weekly. I can now edit in the monthly view, and I can also view yearly. To initialize the recurring schedule template, place the mouse over the cell and right-click. Right-clicking in version 9 provides many options as we have eliminated the icons from version 8. Click Initialize from Templates and select the recurring schedule. Later on, I will show how to create more templates. Click Submit. Once we have initialized, we need to make a few edits. I can now drag and drop time blocks. Dragging and dropping left and right will change the calendar date. Dragging up and down will change the sort. Because I have it sorted by employee, it will only change the employee property. Be very mindful of how the schedule is sorted if you're dragging and dropping. I can also copy and move time blocks. To copy a time block, select the time block, then move the cursor to the cell where I want it copied to. Right-click, select Copy, and the time block is now copied. I can also move the time block by right-clicking and selecting Move. Is great if I am moving time blocks between weeks. If I feel that I need to start over, select the Action menu, click Select, then select all time blocks in view. From here, I can delete all time blocks if needed. To undo any action, I can click Edit, Undo Last Action. In the pop-up, I will confirm the action I want to undo. In this case, I am going to undo a moved action. I can build on this selection and go back as many steps as I need to. Now that our schedule looks good, I am ready to post. To post, I need to make sure my cursor is on the date that I want to post the schedule through. I will right-click, and I will see that I have two options. Post schedule to this day will post the assigned time blocks. Post open time blocks to this day will post the open or unassigned time blocks. This is very different than version 8, as we have separated posting by assigned and unassigned. To verify that the schedule has been posted, I can look at the top of the schedule and see that the dates have turned blue, just like version 8. I can also hover my cursor over the clipboard icon, and I can read what departments have been posted. I can also check that the schedule has been posted by going to My Schedule. Click Schedule, My Schedule, and here I will see the shifts that I am scheduled for. But because I'm an administrator, I want to see everyone's schedule. Click Show Everyone's Schedule, apply the filter, and now I can see everyone's schedule. At this time, if I were to select Show Open Time Blocks and apply the filter, no time blocks will appear because I have not posted the open time blocks. Let's go back to Manage Schedule, and let's post the open time blocks through Saturday, September 2nd. Check the clipboard icon to note which departments have been posted through September 2nd. Go back to My Schedule, apply the Show Everyone's Schedule filter, and now the entire schedule has been posted. This will wrap up scheduling in version 9.